Hello and welcome to my C++ tutorial. This time I'm going to introduce you to variables. So we've done I've done videos on outputs. So now we're going to take this up to next level stuff, variables. So variables in any programming language, and C++ is no exception, a variable is a container for storing different types of data values. So let's have a look at this document that I've put together. So variables will have a name and they can store one specific type of object. So let's say you've got a container of all things orange. And the name's going to be the orange box. You'll only want oranges, nothing else. So programmers can use any name for a variable, providing you observe the following rules. So it has to be one word, no spaces. Always start with a letter, never a number. Or avoids special signs like the percent sign or the ampersand sign. And try to start with a lowercase letter and then you can uppercase afterwards. So a variable is created the moment you first assign something to it. So you've got an integer variable and you can have a string variable and there's loads of different types of variables. So let's say we were to copy these over, or we could just do int x is equal to 5. You could have string equals to y equals quotes. We could have Johnny right there. But there's a problem. When you're doing string, you will need to do another include, and then you need to include string because that will allow us to actually use the string variable. So you could do string y is Johnny, and then what we can do is cout x, and then we can cout y. And what we can do is we can do end line just to make good practice. Run it. We got a 5 and we got Johnny there. Let's say I decide to put Danny and I decide to put 115. We've changed the values, so it's going to output different values. So it stores whatever we want it to store. We can also do something like this. We can do one line just to declare and another line just to initialize. So if we were to run that, output's going to be a 10. And if we change the numbers, it's going to be a different number. And we can do other things with it. The variables need to be declared with a particular type, and you can change the type after they've been set. So if we were to take this example, obviously we need commas. You can see that's not going to work at all because we already got an X declared. So that we won't be able to actually use. If this was Python, it would just output the number. So in C++, you're not even going to get that. So if the operands don't have the same type, C++ will convert one to be the type of the other. And that can impact on the results of calculation. And you've even got a hierarchy of data types from highest to lowest, long double being the highest, integer being the lowest. But let's apply some of this to our task. We need to write a C++ program outputting our name, age, favorite decimal number. Each of those outputs will need to be assigned to a variable. So let's do string name. equals. You can do single quotes or double quotes, doesn't matter. There's my string. Age. And then you could do a float or a double, doesn't really matter. And I'm going to call it decimal. I'm going to say 35.5. And then we can do our old friend cout and end line. And cout, age, end line, cout, decimal, and L. So if we run it, works like a charm. So whatever we've stored is going to be outputted. So hence that is task 6 done on this worksheet. So that's what we can do here. Another thing we can do is we can do multi-line strings to a variable by using more than one quote. They can be single or double. Or what we can do is we can just do lots of escape characters like we've done before to basically make loads of lines. And the output would be exactly the same. And this is one type of multi-line string, which we're going to modify to include a multi-line string with a sentence that we want. And when you comment stuff out in C++, you need to use the / twice. Okay? And you will need double quotations in C++. You can do single in some languages and double in some languages. You can do single or double in some languages. In C++, you can't, basically. Don't know why, but that's just how it works. I'm going to say useful for knowing variables, and we can do a \n and say this is a new sentence on a new line, and then just say I did it. We're going to run this multi-line string. That's what we can do. Or what we can do is shift 2 again, and then shift 2 again, because we can do this even without. Oh no, we can't actually. Good try. That's not going to work. So if we were to stick like this, stick to what we know, stick to what works, don't try and fix it. So this is one example of what you could do, and it works. Well, so we've gone through variables, storing data types, and we've gone through strings and a multi-line string. I hope you liked and enjoyed this video, and please remember to like, subscribe, and share, and I look forward to you watching my next video. Goodbye for now.